You know your target audience hangs out on Facebook, but you're not sure how to reach them? In today's video, let's talk about how to use Facebook Live to generate leads. First, let's talk about why it's so important to utilize Facebook Lives for lead generation. Then I want to show you about the most underutilized tool of a Facebook Live and how to take advantage of it. Then I want to tell you a story of one of my audience members and something that he sent me a message in my Facebook DMs after I went live on Facebook, and it is something I will never forget and change the way that I do Facebook Lives from now on that I want to share with you so that you can implement this too. The biggest thing that's so important in any Facebook Live that you do is that you want to build connection with your audience. When you're going live on Facebook, it's not for you to just be a talking billboard and here's the information that's spewing out of you. It's for you to have a connection with your audience, that you're telling them a story, that you're hooking them, you're giving them this curiosity towards whatever it is that you provide in your business. Before I do any kind of Facebook Live, I think about what's the epiphany that I want my audience to have, or what's a relatable story that I can tell them that as they're hearing it, maybe they have this aha moment, or they think, this girl gets me, she knows exactly what I'm going through. If you can create that kind of emotional shift in your audience, that's what creates the connection to you so that they know, like, and trust you. They're willing to listen to you. They're willing to click through, opt in to buy whatever it is that you have to offer. So when you're going live on Facebook, keep that in mind. If someone is finding you for the first time, this might be their first impression of you. And the best first impressions can come from really great storytelling. So speaking of storytelling, as I say that, what does that make you think? Like, what kind of stories do you think you could speak of on your Facebook Lives? And how can you make that tie into your offer by, selling your products and service and what you do? Let me know in the comments below what ideas come up for you when it comes to storytelling and Facebook Lives. One of the tools that I love to use when I'm going live on Facebook is a tool called Ecamm Live, and I'll include a link for that in the description below. One of the things that I love about Ecamm Live is I can film it right from my computer. I can actually share my screen while I'm filming on Facebook Live in a way that I can share my screen but still have a little split screen or a box of me in the frame in the corner so that they can still see me while I'm demonstrating whatever I'm sharing. The other thing that I think is really cool about Ecamm Live is it allows me to also put videos inside of my Facebook Live video. So I've actually sometimes created these bumpers or sizzle reel videos, intro videos that before I go onto the Facebook Live, I'll let these play, or a countdown video into a bumper video into me on the Facebook Live. And I actually have a video where I demonstrate this, and I also show you how you can go live on Facebook without actually being live. It's called How to Post a Pre-Recorded Video on Facebook Live. So I demonstrate how to use Ecamm Live and even how to go live without being live. You can go check out that video. I'll link it below as well. The next point is my favorite. I'm going to share with you this story of a message that I got from someone after they watched my Facebook Live, and it changed the way that I do Facebook Lives forever. And I'm going to share that with you so that you can implement this too. Before I get into that though, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because I'm putting out videos like this every single week to help you to grow and scale your business to 7 figures. So several months ago, I did a Facebook Live, and in it I intentionally shared a story talking about my pain points, my struggles, and how I overcame them to find the solution, the product that I promote today to help my clients to scale their businesses to 7-figure businesses. And inside of that video at the end was a call to action to invite them to come work with me. And that video had a ton of comments. We had lots of people that signed up for my coaching program just from that one video. But here's a really cool Facebook message that I got after that video. It was from my friend Tom that he said, "Hey Marley, I just watched your Facebook Live. I thought I was getting great pearls of wisdom wrapped in good stories and analogies. Then suddenly I realize I'm in a full offer pitch with an amazing stack. Unbelievable presentation, amazing stack and reinforcement of the value, one of the better ones I've seen. How is this working?" So it was so cool to hear that from him, that he was just so captivated by the stories that he didn't even realize until he was in it that he was being pitched. What great feedback to know that you can captivate your audience, to have them on the edge of their seat to the point where they're like almost hypnotized to be bringing out that credit card to sign up for what it is that you have to offer. Would you like to know how I did it? Okay, I'll tell you. So in every piece of content that I do, before I even start the video, I'm thinking of what is my hook? What's that first thing that I'm going to create as like the first thing that I say or the caption of the video that's going to get them to watch? Sometimes I see people doing a Facebook Live and their caption is something that, it's not very exciting. I would scroll right by. I think that, why would that interest me? Your caption and the way that you start your video has to bring people in. There is so much content out there online that you're competing for everyone's attention. And if you can own that attention, you are way more likely to generate that lead, nurture them, and convert them. So think about what's the way you're going to hook them in and really give that a good effort. Now, the next thing that I do in every single piece of content I create, whether it's a Facebook Live or a YouTube video or a webinar or anything, is I follow the ELSA framework. This is a framework that I created, and yes, I said ELSA as in the Snow Queen, but for these purposes, do not let it go. ELSA is an acronym that stands for Epiphany, Lesson, Story, Application. So before I create any content, I first think of what's the epiphany that I want my audience to have while listening or reading or viewing this content. When they walk away from this, what's that aha moment or that mindset shift where they go, oh my gosh, she gets me, or I resonate with that, or I can do it. It helps them overcome maybe a limiting belief. After you've decided what's that epiphany you want them to have, all the rest of the content is based around that. So now the L in ELSA is for lesson. What's the lesson? What's that tangible takeaway that you want them to walk away with that they can implement into their lives? Now, the way that I want you to give them that lesson though is through a story. Stories are what allows us to connect to other people. Stories are what gets us that emotional shift. It evokes the emotion, whether it's humor or tugging at the heartstrings or maybe even a little bit of fear or tension. What's the story that you can tell that they'll resonate with, that will keep them on the edge of their seat and evoke that emotion? Now, the A in ELSA is for application. What's either the call to action or the thing that they can take away, the exercise they can implement, the thing that they can now do based on the epiphany, the lesson, and the story that you gave them? What's the next thing that they can actually implement in their lives that's going to change their lives based on what you shared with them? And of course, having a strong call to action is all the difference. If you don't have a call to action, it's like the equivalent of going on a date with your soulmate and then not asking for a second date. What are you playing hard to get? No, ask them, give them a reason to see you again, to join your email list, to opt in for more value, or to subscribe or sign up for whatever it is that you have to offer. Always give them a reason of here's the next thing where I can give you more value. Now with that, some people ask me, well, how long should my Facebook Live video be? And sometimes it's a funny question that I would answer with like, well, how long is a string? Depends on its use, depends on what you need it for. Now, how long can a Facebook Live be? Well, it can be up to 8 hours long. If you're doing a Facebook Live from your computer, it can be up to 8 hours long. If you're doing a Facebook Live from mobile, it can be up to 4 hours long. Do you need that much time? I don't know. If you do, just make sure you're keeping people captivated and engaged. It's the storytelling and how you keep people hooked throughout that's going to be most important for your engagement and for your results. As I mentioned, another great way to generate leads from Facebook Lives is you can pre-record your videos and upload them as a Facebook Live. And I have a video on exactly that. I'm going to link to this video so you can learn how to post a pre-recorded video to your Facebook Live.